stop.
Before you study another vowel sound or consonant sound, maybe you actually need to start with breath. Breath is the reason that if you listen to native speakers talk, everything seems to kind of flow together. But what's really happening is the breath is never stopping until the end of a sentence or a thought group. So if you're trying to get that same natural sound for your speech, we're going to try to use our diaphragm more. If you're not sure where your diaphragm is though, let me show you. It's right around there. It's the organ that kind of pushes your lungs up and then relaxes so you can breathe. A lot of people, when they're talking, they're projecting from right here. They're using their lungs. They're not really using that diaphragm too much. See if you can hear a difference between these two sentences. I live in the US. I live in the US. The second one, I'm using my diaphragm more. To start using your diaphragm more, let's do a very basic exercise. I want you to take your hands and put them on your stomach. Take a big breath in and release it. What you should feel is that when you breathe in, your stomach goes out, and then when you exhale, your stomach goes back in. Now, another way you can kind of test this too is if you take your fists, I promise we're not going to fight, and if you put them on your ribs. When I breathe in, I want you to pay attention to what happens to my fists, and then when I breathe out, the same. When we say an entire sentence, what we want to do is we want to slowly feel our ribs closing. If we don't, then that's a sign that we may be using our lungs. I live in the US. Notice it didn't really move there. I live in the US. Notice that time, especially towards the end of the sentence, everything started to close. I live in the US. I live in the US. See if you can hear a difference between these. Go. Go. Leave. Leave. Where? Where? I don't know. I don't know. Whose is this? Whose is this? Where do you live? Where you live? That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. Breath is just the first step of 30 that are going to be key to sounding natural in American English. If you're ready for the second step, take a look at this video here.